Hi, my name is David Keegan. I'm an academic family doctor here at the University of Calgary. Today we're talking about how to make meeting agendas work for you and your team. Wow, that is something that people really struggle with. They're like, what, committee meeting agendas? Is it possible to make them more effective? And the answer is without a doubt, absolutely yes. Now, important to this though is making sure you have a good, crisp mission. Here's a link to another video we've made on how to get to a good mission. The key elements are that it's about what you're going to do through verbs or verb phrases. Number 2, it's crisp. And number 3, it's shared, like everybody has bought in. Okay, so let's assume that your group has that in place. So then what? People might wonder, how in the world do we connect our agenda to our mission? It's easy. It's so easy. First, you have to set up a good structure to your agenda. So you set up your meeting agenda, and first you have every item numbered, just to make things easy. So number 1, for instance, and then number 2, number 3, number 4, and so on. Great, so there's numbers. And then there's sort of like a bit of a name or a heading of the item. So the item name. And so this might be just like, if you have to be a bit more formal, this might be like call to order. Many groups will have to review the minutes. Great. Oh, sorry. And usually you'd call to order. People are going to discuss the agenda and agree upon the agenda. And then usually people have to get to the minutes. After that, I'm going to be proposing you do things very differently. So agenda. We'll come to the others in a minute. Next, then you have very clear purpose. Purpose and expected outcome. You actually have this set up really clearly from the beginning, so that when people see that something's on the agenda, you're telling them very transparently why it's on the agenda. So call to order, this one's basic, to start the meeting. Oh, okay. That's easy. Agenda, the purpose is to agree and approve the agenda. Okay, that one's easy too. Minutes is to confirm the record of our last meeting. Then, some sort of time allocated. So like to start the meeting, maybe you've got 1 minute. To agree and approve the agenda, maybe that's 2 minutes. To confirm and review the minutes and pass the minutes and adopt the minutes, et cetera, maybe that's 5 minutes. Okay, great. And then finally, who is leading this? And then you have whoever's literally leading this particular bit of discussion. So usually these first 3 would be the chair. Let's say Janet is the chair. So then Janet's name is there, Janet's name is here again, and Janet's name is here again. So this is this novel, this neat way I learned from a great manager in Alberta Health Services. I learned how to structure agendas like this. So we've applied it so far to the standard things. Here's where it gets really neat. Remember I talked about that crisp mission business? Well, now you put the missions as agenda items. So that way you focus all of your meetings around your mission. People always talk about at committees, we talk about everything except for what's really important. No, this is now you use the mission to guide the construction of your meetings. So let's say, I don't know, you're part of some sort of volunteer community soccer program, and you're on the board for the soccer program. Well, maybe the mission was creating outstanding athletic experiences for our kids, and maybe the other part is supporting our coaches and volunteers. Oh, okay. So now we've got a great mission. So the first one will be Gray's physical education or physical education experiences for kids. Great. Now maybe you've got like subsections to that. And so there might be different pieces to this. So maybe like item number A within that is, working on better fields. Better fields. Okay, because you can understand how that connects, right? And then the purpose of that might be, we need to agree, we need a plan for fields in times of drought, let's say. Because maybe that's an issue where you live. And so then you actually make it super clear. And then it's very clear. The reason you're talking about fields and drought is because we want good fields for our kids, because that creates a great that's part of creating a great physical education experience for kids. And let's say, maybe you've got a few more pieces to item number 4. But then item number 5, we talked about was supporting coaches and volunteers. Now, you might have noticed that if you support coaches and volunteers, you're actually helping to deliver on the first one. But maybe it's so important that people felt, I want to really highlight this. I want to make sure this is separately articulated so that it's going to help us recruit people. So they know that when they show up, this is an organization that's going to care for them. And so then maybe it'll be like, then under this, some of the topics might be, online game notifications. Online game or team management systems. That might be a discussion point, and then you would say the expected outcome is to approve one. And to approve spending money on an app to help the coaches keep track of their teams and their games and their practices and all that sort of stuff. And similarly, you put time here. Now, maybe you think, we've done a lot of work on this. We've done a lot of work. We just got to do a few little things. Maybe you only need like 10 minutes. But maybe this is actually a brand new thing that's come up. And so maybe you would spend more time on it, maybe 20 minutes. And maybe Joe was the lead for the fields. And maybe Janet, as the chair, this is so important, she's going to be the one leading this discussion. And so here's how you set up your agenda. So you can use this model with these 5 columns and use that as your agenda template, but making sure that you anchor your agenda after you get the opening and closing bits. In between, the meat of your meetings are focused on your core mission. Thanks very much.